For over 55 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by the Georgia Farm Bureau in association with Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College.
Merry Christmas, friends, and thanks for spending part of your holiday season with us. As always, we are honored to bring you the stories, the people, and the places that make Georgia agriculture so special. I'm Ray DeLessio.
That's right, and I'm Jennifer Parson. To echo what Ray said, welcome to the show. Once again, we've got a wide variety of stories to show you this week, like this one, for instance. They're strong, they're powerful, but even the toughest horse has a weak spot. John Holcomb introduces us to the man tasked with keeping these animals on their feet and on the job.
Plus, meet the Franklin County farm girl who can talk ag issues with anybody and has the trophy to prove it. Kylie Sizemore shares how family, farm life, and a little friendly spousal rivalry helped her win this year's GFB YF&R discussion bee. Just some of the stories you'll see, and it all starts right now.
This week, we're sharing the first of several spotlights on some of Georgia's brightest young leaders in agriculture, two of whom you'll meet in this show. Next month, they'll make their way to Anaheim to compete in the American Farm Bureau's YF&R national events. To kick things off, Damon Jones introduces us to the 2025 GFB Excellence in Agriculture winner, Haley Scruggs.
It's been said that farming is a profession of hope. The same can also be said about the medical industry. And those two worlds collide on a daily basis for Haley Scruggs, a nurse practitioner who also happens to have a real passion for agriculture.
So I am a fourth generation farmer. Our farm is over 100 years old, where we grow Christmas trees, choose and cut Christmas trees, pecans, and coastal Bermuda hay. But when I'm not here, I'm a nurse practitioner with a specialty in vascular surgery. So that is my full-time job, and then this is my second full-time job, so it keeps us very, very busy.
But it is truly a labor of love for Scruggs, who uses her time on the farm as an escape from the hectic environment that caring for sick patients can create.
This is such a great way just to become grounded, because that hospital can get very crazy, it can become very stressful. When you're trying to save lives all day and just handle patient situations, it is so nice to be able to come out and literally be able to enjoy what God has given us and be able to spend some time out on the farm with my family and really enjoy the day.
Recently, Scruggs was recognized for all that hard work on and away from the farm with the GFB Young Farmers and Ranchers Excellence in Agriculture Award. It's a moment she literally couldn't put into words.
Honestly, I was completely speechless. I was absolutely ecstatic. Tears filled my eyes, and I could not have been more excited about anything. This is such a tough competition, and any competition with Farm Bureau, when you make it to the top level, you're not competing with someone who they just drug off the street. These are very top competitors who are all extremely active in agriculture and are passionate about what they do.
That passion is the reason for this award, as it can help bridge the gap between people who come from very different worlds.
People at the hospital see a nurse practitioner. They don't see someone in agriculture. They don't understand everything else that I'm doing behind the scenes and how we are involving the community with our farm. The same thing is people on the farm don't understand that we actually all work full-time jobs. So we are all very, very busy. And so I think with that award, it is very important to show people both in agriculture and out of agriculture, how you can become involved in the community.
Creating a sense of community is the driving force behind the YF&R program, as it provides some much needed support for those just starting up within the agricultural industry.
Oh, what an incredible experience the Young Farmer Rancher program has been. A lot of times you think farmers are old and there's no one out there that you can really reach out to, but actually that's completely wrong. There are so many young farmers and ranchers from across the state that it's absolutely incredible to know that you have that support out there with people who are your age and some maybe a little bit older, some maybe a little bit younger.
Reporting from Macon, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Another profile in just a bit, but first, whether for work, sport, or companionship, horses are built for power. But their performance and even their health depend on one crucial, vulnerable feature: their hooves. To Rabun County now, where John Holcomb introduces us to one farrier whose skill and care keep these animals at their best.
Horses, of course, are without a doubt very rugged and robust animals. In fact, ask any horse owner and they'll quickly tell you that's the case, but with one exception: their hooves, which are often fragile, but without question are their most important asset.
In horses, the hooves are probably just as important as the heart, and that's always been said, you know, that the hooves do carry heartbeats in them. If you do not have healthy hooves, then you're going to be pulling from all other parts of the horse's health. So we've just got to stay up on that, make sure that they're sound, and then for whatever that we may be, you know, using the horse for, they've got to be able to fulfill that job or that, you know, expectation from them, and that's our job to make sure that they've got the proper care.
Basically, the easiest way to think about, you know, how important a farrier is a horse is a very big animal, and all that weight comes down to 4, you know, little support beams. And, you know, at the bottom of those is, you know, that's where we work, is just on the feet. I mean, you have to take care of the feet in order to keep the horse sound. You have to keep them well trimmed, well balanced. You have to look for other issues. Yeah, I mean, that's just where it all starts. You know, you can have the healthiest horse in the world, and if his feet aren't taken care of, you know, he's not going to be worth anything.
However, putting shoes on a horse, even trimming their feet like what is being shown here, isn't an easy task. In fact, it's a skill set that takes a lot of training, patience, practice, and knowledge. And most, Kate included, even go to school to learn how to do it best.
As far as, you know, putting a shoe on that foot, I mean, you're adding something that shouldn't be there onto that foot. And then, you know, if you think about it having to, then that becoming the extension of the foot. I mean, you can't just throw anything on there. It has to go and be able to flow with the horse. If you think about that, you know, horses, when their feet move, I mean, they're missing each other by, you know, small little sections, you know, and you throw in a piece of metal on there in the wrong way can easily start, you know, making interference. And yeah, it takes a lot of skill.
One of the most challenging parts of the job for farriers is how physically taxing it can be.
Trimming, like we're going to do today, trimming you can go pretty quick. You can do one in 20, 30 minutes. Shoeing one, depending on if it's real simple or the horse is real good, between an hour and 30 minutes. When I first started, half a day to do one horse. But you'll be surprised once you get, you know, if they're horses you know, especially if you've worked on them before, because then it's just kind of like maintenance work. It gets a lot easier.
Reporting in Clayton for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Well, don't go anywhere. When we come back, Franklin County's Kylie Sizemore sits down with Ray to talk family, farm life, and the work that led to her victory at this year's GFB YF&R discussion meet win.
Hey y'all, I'm Georgia Farm Bureau President Tom McCall. As we wrap up another year, Jane and I just want to take a moment to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This season reminds us of what truly matters: faith, family, friends, and community. It's also a time to reflect on the blessings we've been given and to look ahead with hope for the year to come. To all the farmers and ranchers who worked hard through every season to keep Georgia growing, thank you. Your dedication doesn't go unnoticed, and it's because of you that we can all enjoy the bounty of this special time of year. From everyone here at Georgia Farm Bureau, we wish you a Christmas filled with joy, peace, and plenty of good food made with Georgia-grown ingredients. And yes, here at Georgia Farm Bureau, we still say Merry Christmas and God bless.
Well, no doubt growing up on a farm teaches you a lot about work, about responsibility, and about the people who shape your life. For Franklin County's Kylie Sizemore, those lessons have been there from the very beginning. You see, Kylie was raised in agriculture. She lived it every day. And it's clear that her family, her upbringing, and the values she learned at home have played a big role in who she is today. Well, this year, those qualities helped her win the Georgia Farm Bureau Discussion Meet, a competition built on listening, sharing ideas, and understanding the issues that matter to farmers. Recently, I sat down with Kylie to talk to her about where her journey started, what drives her, and how she hopes to use her voice to make a difference in Georgia agriculture.
Your state winner is Kylie Sizemore.
Before the stage lights, before the judges' questions, there was simply home. A family farm where agriculture wasn't a subject, it was a daily reality. And it was those early moments and the people around Kylie who made agriculture feel real. The values she learned there, hard work, patience, and responsibility, stayed with her. So did the people who guided her along the way.
I would say that my dad probably encouraged me the most when it came to agriculture and encouraging me to get involved in FFA. My older sister showed pigs, so of course I wanted to be like her, and I wanted to show pigs, and that was really my start, showing pigs in 4-H. And then once I went to middle school, I showed pigs in FFA, and I became more involved in FFA doing leadership development events, LDEs, and career development events, CDEs, and that really is where I got my start in agriculture.
You mentioned family. You and I follow each other on Facebook. I see you posting all the time. And your family, I've lost count of how many family pictures that you have posted, and your family seems to be your center, your whole universe, things like that. What role have they played in supporting your goals?
My family's always encouraged me to be actively involved and just shoot for 100% no matter what I'm doing. So whether it's FFA, whether it's work, you know, I can remember in 6th grade, I wanted to do meat judging in FFA, and I started it and I didn't like it. But, you know, my mom and dad were like, you can't quit. And it's just simple things like that that my family has encouraged me, even with discussion meet and being involved in Farm Bureau Young Farmers and Ranchers and being involved in the Women's Committee here in my local Franklin County Farm Bureau chapter. It's my family that has encouraged me to do more and be the best that I can be.
That foundation carried her into this year's discussion meet, a competition that isn't really about debating, it's about listening, collaborating, and bringing ideas to the table.
I love being a part of active conversation, and I love getting to meet and mingle with new people at the discussion meet, and specifically at our YF&R state conference at Jekyll. And so I haven't competed in discussion meet for a few years, but you know, I was just ready. I was ready to get back to the convention. I hadn't been the past couple years, and discussion meet is a great thing to do while I'm there. So I was just ready to get into it again.
And through all of it, she hasn't been on this journey alone. Her husband, Willie, who won the same title just a few years ago, has experienced every high and low alongside her.
Is there a rivalry between you two? Do you help each other prepare? Something tells me there's a rivalry there.
Well, Willie said, it's time for you to do discussion meet again, and we're gonna win. We're gonna try to win. And I said, we're gonna try to win, but.
So it's a team effort.
It's a team effort. Okay. It's a team effort 100%. You know, Willie, as discussion meet got closer, time to go to Jekyll, he would say, have you worked on your discussion meet questions? You need to get prepared. You need to get prepared. And so it really was, as a question was drawn, we would go back to the room, or we would go to a restaurant and we would sit and we would talk about the topic at hand that we were going to discuss, and he would 100% help me prepare.
With the state title now behind her, Kylie is already focused on what's next. Not just the national competition, but the chance to speak for Georgia agriculture. Yeah, we certainly wish her the best in Anaheim. After the break, a trip to Jackson County for a look inside of one of Georgia's newest Centennial family farms.
has a plan, he follows that plan, he follows through on that plan, and he has a strategic vision for the future. And when he was president of ABAC, how ABAC could better serve the needs of Georgia and students across the world.
His hard-headedness and his not really caring who he made mad, but he was looking after the people he was supposed to look after with rural Georgia and agriculture and ABAC in his focus.
He has an idea and he says, all right, let's make it happen. And sometimes it's an idea that seems quite impossible. Sometimes it's an idea that is a challenge. And most of the time he seems to tackle ideas that may ruffle some feathers.
He told us on his very first day that if ABAC was to remain a two-year college, it would never survive. He put in plans immediately for it to become a four-year college.
Forever, people would say, ABAC's a great place to start. And I said, no, we're not gonna say that anymore. We're gonna say ABAC's a great place to finish. What had been the mission of the two-year college was really in question. Much of the lower division core curriculum mission of what had been the two-year college, or the junior colleges as we knew them, had been given to the technical colleges. Our mission had been for 75 years, take students from high school, regardless of how unprepared they were, try to get them through 2 years, do the best you can with them, and get them prepared to go on somewhere else. And when you stand up as the new president and say, that's not the mission anymore. Our future is not cast in being a two-year institution. We've got to capitalize on who we are and what we've been and what we can be. And that's to be, I described it as a boutique institution. We're not going to be a four-year college for everybody. We're going to be predominantly an agricultural institution.
Now it is a four-year college. That's the main thing I think that David has done to help the students that go to ABAC to be able to get a four-year degree.
So much effort is being put on continuing to grow ABAC. And I think that that's an effort that's really been part of ABAC's mantra since Dr. Bridges started.
It's still an ag-based college with a hands-on aim at teaching kids, and he wanted to keep it that way, which is very important to all of us that deal with agriculture in Georgia.
He elevated ABAC to a higher level. He not only had the ideas, he was able to convert those ideas into an actual structure here at the college, and the college is certainly better for it.
You only have just a few more days left to be in the president's office at ABAC. How does that make you feel?
But I'm looking forward to doing some other things and getting out and working in some of these rural communities that I hadn't had the chance to work in the last couple of years, Mike.
Dr. Bridges, it's been a pleasure.
It hasn't. At the end of 2017, the House Rural Development Council convened its final meeting for the year and made a series of recommendations, and one of those recommendations was to create the Center for Rural Prosperity and Innovation.
He worked with the governor at that time on getting the center started. The purpose is to look at the area of agriculture and how they can help different communities, particularly small communities.
So I spend a lot of my time doing research, digging, writing, on the phone, talking with people, traveling around the state, trying to figure out what's going on.
He understands what it takes to make a rural community productive and progressive, and he focuses on how to help rural communities do that.
And if there's one thing that I think he will always be remembered for, it is advancing rural Georgia.
What he set in motion here at ABAC continues to be in motion today with some of the ideas, the principles, the foundation that he set for presidents to come after him.
For those of us that may not know him are going to be thankful for what all he's done and using what all he has done to take care of rural Georgia.
To be put in the Hall of Fame as an agriculturalist, I mean, it's just a tremendous honor. I wouldn't want to be in any other Hall of Fame.
Finally this week in Jefferson, Georgia, there is a quiet yet resilient symbol of agricultural legacy called J&J Farms. This year, that legacy was recognized when the farm earned the prestigious designation as one of Georgia's Centennial family farms, an honor bestowed upon farms that have remained in the same family for over 100 years.
And for Jessie Bell, the sixth generation of her family to live and work on the farm, the weight of that recognition is profound.
It means a lot. It's a lot of recognition for all the work that we've put in over the years. I think it's great.
The story of J&J Farm stretches back to the early 1800s, when Jessie's great-great-great-grandmother's family first cultivated the land. Through generations, the farm evolved from a multifaceted operation that once included dairy, cattle, and cotton, to its current focus on hay production, cattle, and horse boarding. Jessie takes pride in the farm's history, often recalling the story of the wooden barn built in 1905 by her ancestor, William Alonzo Blackstock. That barn, which was originally constructed to house mules, still stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of the farm.
What do you think has been the key, to your family's farm staying successful for so long?
Hard work, and just the love for the land. I mean, it's when you grow up on a place like that, it's just sentimental, the sentimental value to it. You can't compare that to anything. Makes you want to be there, makes you want to make it better for the next generation.
But J&J Farms is more than just a farm. It is a living, breathing memory full of rich stories, antique tractors, and farm tools. The farm, though, is not without its challenges. Jessie and her grandfather Joel manage the day-to-day operations, just the two of them, with the occasional help from her siblings and neighbors. Their work is never-ending, especially in the summer months, when days stretch into the night, with hay to be cut and cattle to be tended. The land demands constant care, but for Jessie, there is no other place she'd rather be.
I don't mind it. I've always wanted to do the farm ever since I was little. I was always wanting to be outside with Papa, so makes me happy to get to be out here every day and work.
Working alongside her grandfather has been a gift that Jessie treasures deeply. As she speaks about him, her voice falters and the emotion is clear in her eyes. Their bond, formed through years of shared labor, laughter, and love, is the heartbeat of the farm. It is this connection to both her family and the land that drives Jessie's dedication to keeping J&J Farms thriving for future generations.
I enjoy getting to work with him. It makes my day. My horse is named after him. Everything I know about farming, I learned from him. He showed cows, so he got me into showed cows. He helped me do all that. I wouldn't be able to do anything without him. Most of the time, it's a good time. I enjoy it a lot. There's not many people that get to spend that much time with their grandparents, so it's really special.
As for the future, Jessie knows that nothing in agriculture stays the same. But one thing remains constant: her dedication to the land that has been in her family for over a century. And though Jessie may not be on the farm for another 100 years, she hopes that the legacy of J&J Farms will continue long after she is gone. A legacy rooted in hard work, love for the land, and the unbreakable bond of family. Well, before we go, quick reminder that for all the latest ag news regarding food recipes and what's happening on Georgia farms, be sure you check out all of our social media platforms, including farm-monitor.com.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Have a great week.